on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
When you walk out on that field today, ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! Let's go to the house! Let's go to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's hunt now. Let's hunt now. Let's go. Let's hunt. We made it. Let's go to the house. Let's go to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this, how like we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up the chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. There's so much crying from him. He's a man. He can be a hit just like us. He's a man. You ought to make the big money. He's a man. How come you still on the field, man? That's what I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You bad for working my way. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. We made it. Let's go to the house.
So that's the same thing.
Let's go to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
Now, this game is just getting started right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Throwback Thursday, and, you know, there's a lot going on right now that we can throw back to right now. I mean, last night, I could throw back to that World Series game when Tampa said, not today, devil. Not today, devil. They were not going to go down 2-0 in the World Series. Jumped out earlier on the LA Dodgers, and baby, they grabbed him like Sealy grabbed, what was her little sister's name when she came back from that? Sealy! They grabbed hold of that win and would not let it go. So congratulations to the Tampa Rays. They have now tied it up 1-1 with a 6-4 win last night over the LA Dodgers in Game 2 of the World Series. And I'm not mad at Brandon Lau. I'm not mad at Brandon Lau. In fact, for all my, I got him in the building. Brother Larry, come on over here for a second, real quick, fast and in a hurry. You know, you got that Not So Christian in Me show that I love. Let me turn this camera around so y'all can see him. I want to be a guest on your show so bad, Doc, I can't even see straight. I want to be a guest on your show so bad, I can't even see straight. Listen, man, tell everybody when your show is and, of course, where they can find it.
You can find my show live right here on the Legendary KYOK on Saturday. That's every Saturday at 1 p.m. from 1 to 2 p.m.
At 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Now, listen, I want you to listen to my voice right now. Because I'm not going to sound like this when I call into the show and I want to talk about church folk, or I want to talk about the Baptists or the Methodists or the Episcopalians.
Right.
I want to be able to call in and get my question out. You say, is this Pastor Jones? I want you to don't recognize my voice when I call in, okay?
Right. Okay.
So tell us about the concept of the show, the Not So Christian in Me show. Where'd you get that idea? Where'd you get that name?
Well, the concept of it the name came from the owner of the show, the CEO, is Denise Edwards. She's the CEO of the show. And
how you doing, Denise? You're a boss lady. What's up? How you doing, ma'am?
She's the boss. And the concept of it came from everybody is supposed to be a Christian, but feel like if you're a Christian, you can't do certain things.
Yeah.
Our show is a platform where you can come on and be as you are.
Man, don't play with me. Look, I swear for God, I'll call in on that bad boy. Y'all come on at 1?
Yes, sir.
I'll be lined up at 12:55. I'll be lined up at 12:55.
Yes.
So I just said I'm a pastor, and I'll run some folk off a spade table. Can Christians play spades? We're allowed to play spades?
Oh yeah, most definitely.
Now, I don't know if we're allowed to talk as much noise as I do when I play spades, because up by 100 or down by 100, I'm talking mad cash.
Right.
I mean it. I'll lick a card, put it to my forehead, and say, shoot your best shot. You know what I'm saying? Because I know I'm finna settle.
I'm a domino player.
I was just getting ready to go there next. Can we play domino?
You can play domino.
You sure?
7-11, backdoor little joke. That's it.
Let me tell you something. I don't like playing. Are you one of them dudes who can tell what's in my hand and you gonna tell me what to play?
Yeah, I'm a domino reader.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I know what you're gonna come out with.
Man, you and my Pawpaw Clarence, I don't understand how y'all do. Go on, play that 6th straight. Come on, I'm waiting on that 6th straight. Come on, that one right there. And it's like, if you don't stay out my hand, and then you know what I do? Play that 6th straight.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, I'm gonna go one more now. I'm gonna go one more. Can we play Tonk?
Tonk. You can. Yeah. Tonk.
Now, can we play Tonk for money?
Oh, that's different.
That's different.
That's
okay,
different.
I knew I was gonna go too far.
Yeah,
if
different.
anybody was gonna go too far, it was gonna be me. I knew it. So, I'm telling you, it's a great show. Y'all gotta tune into it right here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. You can definitely stream it at kyokradio.org.
Absolutely.
It's the Not So Christian in Me show. It's on from Saturday at what time?
1 to 2.
1 to 2. Man, good stuff, brother. Good stuff. We'll have to have y'all back. And again, when you hear me call,
yes, sir.
That's AJ, but let him go. Let him finish. He need to get that off his chest, whatever it is.
All right.
All right, man. We'll talk to you again soon, brother.
All right, thank you.
Man, real good dude. We got him lined up here on the legendary KYOK. Let me take a break. I'll be right back after this.
My vote doesn't matter. When you don't vote, your vote counts against you. The other side gets a vote. If you want to fix our broken criminal justice system and reform your local police department to make it more accountable, you need to vote. If you want to increase economic prosperity in the black community, you need to vote. If you want to protect the right to vote, you need to vote. If you want more funding for our schools, you need to vote. Voting does matter. If Black Lives Matter to you, you need to vote. Early voting begins on October 13th and ends on October 30th. Election day is November 3rd. You need to vote. We all need to vote. If you don't vote, it will matter.
Paid for by the Communications Workers of America, District 6. Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President.
I am a non-attorney spokesperson representing a team of lawyers who've helped people that have been injured or wronged. Have you been diagnosed with cancer? Are you one of the millions who have taken Zantac or other generic versions of this popular drug to help treat stomach issues? Then pay close attention to this message. The FDA said it detected low levels of a probable cancer-causing chemical known as NDMA in Zantac and other generic forms of this popular drug. They banned sales and even removed it from the market. If you've been diagnosed with cancer and you've taken Zantac or a generic equivalent, call the legal helpline now. You could receive a free cash award and have your medical expenses covered. And there's no upfront cost to you. They only get paid if you win. So please call now. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. 800-251-7816. That's 800-251-7816.
Nah, that's just
Legendary KYOK 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
Congresswoman Lizzie Fletcher is standing with us for affordable health care, for public education, for making sure every vote is counted. It's why Mayor Turner and President Obama support Lizzie Fletcher for Congress. Wesley Hunt stands with Donald Trump. Wesley Hunt wants to repeal Obamacare and deny insurance to people with pre-existing conditions. Vote Lizzie Fletcher for Congress.
I'm Lizzie Fletcher, candidate for Congress, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Elizabeth Panel Fletcher for Congress.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion, with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me show, right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM at KYOKradio.org.
Hi, this is TJ from South Park. I listen to the lunch break with AJ Jones on 1140 AM and 92.3 FM.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Throwback Thursday. Got a special guest going to be joining us in the second hour, but wanted to get some things off my chest like I want to do on that Not So Christian in Me show. Y'all be sure and tune in. Brother Larry and Lady Denise, man, phenomenal people, great show. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. Saturdays from 1 to 2, a great show. Listen, in between the Ohio State beatdown of Nebraska, I will be checking it out. All right. So, man, where's Todd? Anybody seen Todd lately? Let me see if I can get Todd. I need to talk to Todd about something. I sent him something yesterday. Let's see. Hey, Todd, can you call me? Let's see. That's what I'm going to say to him. Hey, Todd, can you call me on the air? I heard another station talking about this today, and I don't agree with what they said at all. Let me just say this. Let me just help folks during these difficult times right now. Not everybody black speaks for everybody black, and not everybody white speaks for everybody white. So if you're just going to go on the opinion of somebody black, just give it a little disclaimer that my black friend, or better yet, don't even call them by their color. My friend says and then finish it up with what do you think? Because they don't speak for everyone of an entire race or culture, just like I don't think that one, crazy person who happens to be white speaks for or represents everybody that's white. Just trying to help some people, because there are some people, we all have microphones, we all have signals and shows and platforms and everything. And just because we do does not mean we speak for the entire culture. I've often said, I don't speak for everybody, but this is how I feel about it. And I leave it at that. So please be careful with that right now. It's a difficult time. Hello, you're live on the lunch break.
Hey, Jay, it's Todd.
Todd, what's going on, bro? You all right. I might pull part of that Call of the Year 2020 back from Keith and give you a little piece of it.
Man, Keith ain't ready, man. He ain't been on top of it.
Now, Keith been on it, bro. Keith has been on it behind the scenes. Keith's been on it in ways y'all can't even imagine, man. Keith is the real deal.
And I try to tell Keith Tom Brady would get his Bucks right. I think he's finally coming around.
Man, I think if you hang in there, you might get 2021. You might get 2021.
I'm trying.
Well, let me ask you a serious question. I sent you this deal about the Eyes of Texas song, and the Texas president says that the Eyes of Texas will continue to be played at games despite the band members. Now, we're not even talking about the players, football players who already had an issue with it and, were doing what they were doing. But now the band members are saying, we're not playing this. And the president says it's going to be played anyway. Your thoughts, Todd. I want to hear your thoughts on it.
I mean, AJ, as you know, I've been a diehard to the core Texas Longhorn fan since I was a little kid. I mean, I remember going to the 1987 Blue Bonnet Bowl at the Astrodome when my Longhorns took on, you remember Craig Ironhead Hayward at Pitt?
Yep.
That big old dude. I remember that game vividly. So it's weird, the song, I've been hearing that song since I was a little kid, early 80s. And for me, it's interesting how now the history of the song is just coming out. This, being that the song's been played for so long, right? So the question is, why is the school doubling down? The school, the president, the athletic director, I think you got a tug of war of power going on. You've got the boosters, the older alums, they love the song, right? Then you got the younger generation that's more aware of what's going on in society. got the players, the band members. They don't want to play it. They don't want to sing it. I don't even think they really want to be on the field with it when it's being played. My personal opinion is the song needs to go. And I know it's not a popular take amongst diehard Longhorn fans, but I think they need to get rid of the song because all the song is doing is causing division, distraction, and I think it's spilling over into the field of play, amongst some other things that's going on within the program. But I think they need to get rid of the song. Because to me, it's like, remember when Cat first kneeled?
Yep.
And then it was, then every game after that, it was like, is he going to kneel? Is he not going to kneel? And now it's kind of like, with the Eyes of Texas, it's like, okay, who's going to stay to sing it? Who's not going to stay to sing it? You know what I mean? Like the national anthem debate, right? So I think the song needs to go away, to be honest with you. I think they need to come up with a new song that's more inclusive, that encompasses everybody, that they can, everybody at the school that supports the school can get behind.
See, that's the part I wanted to hear from you, because that was kind of the issue. And let me just say this real quick, and I want to say it out loud on my radio show. The people who like to listen to another radio station and then call me because you know I'm a little fiery and I'm going to go off and what have, stop that. Stop instigating me versus another radio show. I'm going to say it out loud. I got no problem with Indy Kalu. I don't know Chris Gordy from a can of paint. He ain't my kind of guy. I probably wouldn't hang out with him for nothing. But me and Indy Kalu, we ain't friends or anything like that. But I will never disrespect Indy Kalu. Indy Kalu is a brother in this market trying to make it on his radio show. And there are so few of us, I will never be the guy to tear another brother down. And I got nothing but success for Indy Kalu, encouragement for Indy Kalu. I'm rooting for the dude. So, if he has a feeling about it, don't try to instigate me against him. So that being said, I'm like this. A lot of this old stuff, like you said, because we don't know the complete history of it, and it might not represent what it represented back in the day for everybody at UT now. And if that be the case, then I think that the administration, the president, the school ought to sit down and look at it objectively instead of being so hardcore that this is what we used to do, this is what it meant to us, and because what it meant to you and what it means to other people don't always come to the same place. In fact, I'll say this, I got to take a quick break, Todd.
Okay.
The same guy that wrote the first stanza of the national anthem wrote the second stanza.
Yep.
The same guy. So are you telling me that he was schizophrenic? One minute he loved, America, and the next minute he hated black people? Or did he have that mixed in when he wrote the first stanza? And if we now know that, then it shouldn't be off limits to say, that's not who we are. Let's find something like America the Beautiful or something else. My country, 'tis of thee. Something else that represents who we are versus hanging on to something that it represented us back then, but it's certainly not who we are now. Todd, you got a minute? Can you stay right there for a sec?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, I'm going to take a quick break. We'll be right back with Todd right after this on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK.
This is Commissioner Rodney Ellis, and here is my friend and our next vice president.
Hey everybody, it's me, Kamala. When we vote, things change. When we vote, we address the need for all people to be treated with dignity and respect in our country.
Vote early, October 13th through the 30th, or on Election Day, November the 3rd. Please vote.
Paid for by First Tuesday PAC, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
All right, it's election time, which means political ads are everywhere. But there's a reason for that. This is important. We have a president who is a straight-up racist, who uses racist language and attacks to divide Americans against each other. We don't just need a new president, we need leaders who aren't afraid to stand up to Trump. But our senator, Republican John Cornyn, he votes with Donald Trump more than 95% of the time. So what do we do about it? We vote for Democrat MJ Hagar. MJ is a combat veteran and is a working mom who knows healthcare costs are out of control. She'll fight for affordable healthcare, cheaper prescription drug prices, and protect people with pre-existing conditions. And she's endorsed by President Obama. But most importantly, she's got the courage to stand up to Donald Trump. So vote. Vote Democrat, all the way down the back. And vote for Democrat MJ Hagar for U.S. Senate.
I'm MJ Hagar, candidate for Senate, and I approve this message.
Paid for by MJ for Texas.
The legendary KYOK 1140 AM. The legendary KYOK 92.3 FM. Radio stations in one.
Now is a great time to replace your worn-out windows during the Renewal by Andersen 25-year savings event. Upgrade your home today. Buy 4 windows and get the 5th one free. Plus, get 12 months with no interest, no money down, and no payments. Call now. Get 4 windows and get the 5th one free. Installation and warranty included. Renewal by Andersen takes every CDC-recommended safety precaution to protect your family. For 25 years, people have trusted us for their window replacement needs, and you can too. Call now to learn about our buy 4, get the 5th one free window replacement offer.
800-245-1537. 800-245-1537. 800-245-1537. That's 800-245-1537.
Interest accrues from date of purchase, but is waived if paid in full within 12 months. Other conditions apply. We've adjusted our operations to serve you safely following all CDC guidelines. Visit renewalbyandersen.com for details.
Hey, what's going on? This is Lecrae, and right now you're listening to The Lunch Break.
All right, y'all, back here on The Lunch Break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It's the Throwback Thursday episode on the legendary KYOK. Let me go to Todd again. Todd, thanks for hanging in here with me, because I really wanted to talk about this, wanted to talk about it with you. I know that the player end of it is going on. Sam Ellinger came out and talked about what that song meant to him and his family. Obviously, he's been wanting to be a Texas Longhorn since he was a little kid. If I see that video one more time, I'm just going to, pull my eyeballs out. It's cute, but the media is way overplaying that thing. So I get it, but you and I have talked about it, just kind of high level, how it is dividing the locker room, and how, guys just, they want their leader of their team to at least understand what it might mean to them, even though it meant that to him. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, so Sam Ellinger, his dad, passed away when he was younger, right?
Yep.
And, he passed away suddenly. It wasn't expected. And, his family grew up going to those games together. And Dad was singing the song. So he's got an emotional attachment to it, right?
Yep.
To a family member that's no longer here anymore. So from Sam's point of view, he may think that's, a way of honoring his dad, so to speak, a memory of him with his family when they were all together before, his dad passed away suddenly in the drowning accident. So there's that, right? But then you got the other side of it, where the young black players on the team, they're not feeling it. There's no way you're going to convince them to. And for me, if I'm the athletic director, being a white guy, there's no way I could even have that conversation with them saying, hey, can y'all at least stand on the field? I mean, I just don't even feel, now that I know kind of more of the meaning of the song, kind of where it originated from, even though a lot of former black players have said, now that they know the meaning of it, a lot of players don't feel there's any racist words in it, but the fact is the origin of it,
right?
They can't get past that. So I've talked to a lot of former players, and I said, knowing what you know now, would you sing the song? And pretty much all of them have said no. So you got to get rid of the song. I mean, there's really no way around. You can still have a school song. You just need to scrap the one you got and completely come up with a brand. No different than the Washington football team, right?
Yep.
They're going through a name change. It's a divisive name. It's offensive to a group of people. And now in 2021 or so, 22 May, they're going to come up with a new name. And I think that the Texas Longhorns, University of Texas, is going to have to come up with the same thing, because if not, you're not going to have a band. It may get to the point, if the fire gets bigger, you may have a group of players on the team say, well, I feel like you're making us come out there, we just won't play at all. So it's a problem that's not going away.
And again, I get that. In fact, somebody tried to say that Ricky Williams and Earl Campbell both said that they feel they don't see any problems with the song being played and what have you. Again, I love and honor Ricky Williams and Earl Campbell, two of the greatest football players that I ever see play in my lifetime. But that does not mean that they are the voice for everything black concerning the university. And that's why I say, let me just help some white people out. Let me help some black people out. Just because your white friend said something that you agree with doesn't mean that they get to speak for everybody white. And just because your black friend or somebody that you respect or idolize or whatever says something that speaks for everybody black. Herschel Walker doesn't speak for, black people. Jay-Z doesn't speak for black people. So I get that Herschel and Ricky don't have a problem with it. We've got a whole different generation that is playing at that school, that is attending the school, that is different from, a generation 5 years ago, 4 years ago, heck, 2 years ago. And their voice is just as valid as what Ricky Williams and Earl Campbell and Acho and all these other guys, And again, it doesn't kill UT's legacy if that song is not played. If UT is all based on that song, then something is wrong with the whole school anyway. And I get the Sam's situation. You can't take memories away from that. But by the same token, when you decide to do those things and hold those things out, that's individualistic. And guess what? It might have corporate or team repercussions. So if the guys don't play as hard for Sam, okay. If the guys don't block as hard for Sam, okay. Because what mattered to Sam, but what matters to them in their minds might not be getting heard. And here you go. And then I heard somebody say, and I'm sorry to be so long-winded. I heard somebody say, well, if that's the way you feel, then don't go there. Don't go to that school because you knew that that's what they play. Come on now. Poor black kids will never have anywhere where they can go if they got to worry about if there are racist undertones to a song or a building or a name, because all of this stuff was founded on that. Whether you like it or not, whether you want to admit it or not, all of this stuff was founded on that when this nation was founded.
Yeah, I mean, if you take every big school in Texas, and you thoroughly did a deep dive, A&M, UT, SMU, Rice, any of them, right? You start doing some thorough research on these names of buildings that are named after people and some of these statues, you're going to probably come across some stuff you don't like, I think I said this a few months back. I think our country, we're trying to go through a cleansing, of our history. And part of that is going to be some of these traditions that we've had at some of these schools that we've celebrated that need to be corrected. So, for me being a fan, I've never sang the song. Like whenever they do it before and after the game, that's never been a thing for me. You know what I mean? I don't sing the national anthem. That's never been my thing. I don't feel the need to sing it. I stand for it, but I don't sing it. But if you took the players, all the former players at UT that are black, football, basketball, whatever sport is, or even just people that attended the school, and let's say 80% had a problem with the song, you got a problem. It's divisive. So I don't know why the school's fighting so hard to keep it. My best guess is you got a lot of big money people
Yep.
that are threatening to pull money out and it's trickling down to the school president and the athletic director. Tom Herman has said we haven't issued a mandate, but to me, mandate, highly encouraging, suggesting is very similar. The players are feeling pressured to stay out there on the field while the song's being played.
Yeah.
So even if you don't have a Band-Aid, Jay, they're still going to play it over the speakers
Right.
and the loud system.
Right.
I mean, I just don't. To me, it's become a huge distraction, and I wish they would get rid of the song, come up with something new that's encompassing for everybody.
You know, the fact that I'm not reading anywhere where the president has been willing to sit down with the band members, the players, anybody, student body, whatever, that has an issue with this is telling. Because it's not that you want to resolve it, it's you've decided that it's going to be that way, which goes back to your point that the Red McCombs of the world and the other big name politicians and boosters and donors and what have you, are saying, you better not change that, or my check for this, or my name on the building for that, blah, 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 is going to be taken away. That's not that's not inclusion. That's not inclusion at all. And folks will draw the line in the sand because, it's the cancel culture and it's this Black Lives Matter movement and all of that, instead of being inclusive. If you know that something has a negative origin, I'll even bring it in more layman's terms. If you know that you got a bunch of rats in the walls of your house, and one of them dies, and is stinking, do you just stay there and smell it because that's how it always was, or do you tear down that wall, get those rats and that dead one out, and then repair it better than it was before, so you don't have to deal with the smell of the rats? Just because something was one way and you find out that it was not clean, it was not pure, it was not right, doesn't mean you keep it because that's what you always had. I just don't understand that logic. But again, I'm like this, let people have their way, but just understand that there could be repercussions. There's some people, Todd, that think that Texas is too big and too powerful to ever fail. And I remember days when Nebraska was on top of the world. I remember days when Miami was on top of the world. I remember days when Penn State was on top of the world. And guess what? Notre Dame was on top of the world. And guess what?
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, I don't know how you manage the business side of it, right, AJ? Like, they're trying to do that south end zone expansion, right? I don't know how you manage so my stance is get rid of the song, right? But I don't know how you manage the business side of it. So let's say you're the athletic director, right? And let's say you were expecting $50 million from, these 10 boosters to help this expansion, right? How do you manage the business side of it of your customer base that wants to keep it, and they're threatening to not give this money? That's the part I don't know how to handle, or how to really articulate that point of it.
Well, let me just say this, and I'm not going to own it for the culture. I've had to learn over my life that not all money is good money. I've had to learn over my life that there's some principles that I have that are bigger than money. Like, you're not going to, have me wearing a KKK shirt for $1 million. You're not going to have me tell the Boogaloo brothers to stand by and stand down. I'm just not going to do that. And if that means I don't get some amount of money or I don't get some amount of support, that's fine. I'll go without it. Again, I get it. It's a fine line. It's a balance. It's, trying to accommodate everybody. But at least to me, you sit down and you try and get an understanding, and you at least listen to options. And then you even bring in the other side and maybe try to facilitate that, this divisiveness where it's my way or it's over, or it's, other side, it's my way or, forget you. I'm looking for the folks that stand up and say, hey, let's work this out. And I don't think the president of the UT has done that. Again, I'm not ever going to come from Sam Ellinger with his situation with his dad. Drew Brees found out that just because, the national anthem meant what it meant to him and his grandfathers didn't mean that that's how it meant to everybody else. And that's the thing I don't get. Some people don't understand. We can both live the same life in the same room and still see it differently.
Yep. Yeah. I don't see it. Like I said, I firmly believe when you kind of look at the product on the field, Tom Herman got a whole bunch of issues coaching-wise, but, this thing definitely is not healthy. And you may be right. Maybe I haven't heard this, but maybe a lot of the black players or some of the black players on the team look at Sam out there, and maybe some of them feel, hey, man, how can you be out there knowing the way we feel about this? There could be that too. I think there's a lot of layers to it. Personally for me, if I was a teammate trying to put myself in that locker room and my black teammate said, hey, here's why it's offensive to me, I just don't see myself physically being out there on that field, singing that song. To me, it'd be offensive to my teammates. That's the way I see it.
Yeah, and then again, you got the folks that say, well, if you don't like it, then don't go there. Well, if Sam loves it so much, why doesn't he play it in his car? Why doesn't he rock it at the house? Why does the entire stadium have to be singing, a song that's been tied to, a very ugly side of our nation's history?
Yeah.
Over 100,000 folks. It's like you got to have your statues of Robert E. Lee in the middle of the park. I take my kids. Why do I have to be reminded of an ugly part of history that, first of all, most folks white distance themselves from, but some kind of way I got to stay tied to it? I don't get that part. You don't want to be associated with it, but you want me to live with it every day. I take my kid to the park. I got to live with it every day. I hear the eyes of Texas are upon me.
Yeah, no, AJ, it's I don't get it. I don't get why some of these traditions we keep trying to hold on to so desperately. For me, it's a song. It's how, to me more the older Longhorn fans, it means more too, right?
Yep.
The people in 20, 30, early 40s, my age group, early 40s, play it cool. You don't play it, we're fine. You know what I mean? Really more indifferent towards it. But do I ever see them scrapping that song? Man, I don't know. I'd have to get some more intel on that of really how deep it is. But right now, I'd say no.
Yeah. Todd, I appreciate you as always, bro. Always good, open dialogue. Thank you for being a voice of reason and a good brother to just connect with, man.
Yeah, appreciate it, AJ. Thanks for the time.
All right, man. Tell Amber, too, man. She made my day with that compliment, man. I really appreciate that.
Ah, she did, man. She saw you, when she was on Facebook. She said, man, AJ's lost a lot of weight. Tell him to keep it up.
Yeah, man. That meant a lot to me, man. Also tell baby girl to go on and be the next Serena Williams. I ain't mad at her.
I'll do it, man. Thank you.
All right, Todd. Talk to you soon. Todd Malcolm, very, very good brother, very good long-time lunch breaker. And we'll be right back with more right after this. If you want to get in, 281-453-1000, 281-453-1000. It's Throwback Thursday, talking about some of the old songs that schools are hanging on to for dear life, as if, getting rid of them and finding something more inclusive would just ruin the foundation of the school. I'd like to hear your thoughts. 281-453-1000. I know I got a lot of UT fans out there. 281-453-1000. It's the lunch break on the legendary KYOK. Be respectful, though. Be respectful. All right, we'll be right back right after this.
I'm Gary Bledsoe, Texas NAACP president. In my lifetime, we have worked and sacrificed to make real progress.
That's right, Gary. I'm Claude Cummings, Vice President of the Communication Workers of America. Our community is under attack again.
Our jobs are being exported. The court system has largely turned its back on us, and people need to realize, Claude, is the last election amounts to a true revolution, where all those gains in civil rights and human progress are actually being targeted.
I know powers in Washington won't deny health care to working people who have pre-existing conditions, eliminate environmental protections for minority communities. It even encourages racism. We thought those days were gone. Dr. King said the time is always right to do what is right.
Let's do what's right. Let's vote and get your family and friends to vote too. If you don't, you should not be surprised to see drastic changes in your world.
Vote early or on election day.
Political advertising paid for by the Communications Workers of America.
You're listening to
1140 AM and 92.3 FM. The legendary KYOK.
This is Barack Obama, and I want to talk with you about the choice you have for your next U.S. Senator. I hope you'll vote for M.J. Hager. M.J. served 3 tours in Afghanistan as a combat search and rescue pilot, receiving a Purple Heart and Distinguished Flying Cross with Valor. She's also a working mom who knows the struggles families face to afford health care, which is why she'll fight to protect the Affordable Care Act. Progress we all worked so hard to achieve, and Republicans keep trying to repeal. And MJ is firmly committed to making the reforms we need to address systemic racism and create a more fair and equitable America. And that's why, whether you vote early or on November 3rd, I hope you'll join me in supporting Democrat MJ Hager. We need her in the United States Senate, but she needs your vote to get there.
I'm MJ Hagar, and I approve this message.
Use of military record does not imply endorsement from Department of Defense. Paid for by MJ for Texas.
You're home. You're a diabetic. You need supplies, but you don't want to visit the pharmacy. What do? Call US Med for home delivery of your supplies. If you have diabetes and you're worried about going to a crowded pharmacy, pick up the phone in the safety and comfort of your home and let US Med deliver them to you with free shipping. And now if you test your blood sugar 4 more times a day and inject insulin 3 or more times a day, you may qualify to get a new continuous glucose monitor at little or no cost, which may eliminate the pain of pricking your fingers and helps you make smarter diabetes decisions. Plus, we'll send you a 90-day supply and bill your insurance company for you. Get some peace of mind. Call US Med today.
800-417-0851. 800-417-0851. That's 800-417-0851.
Hey, what's up? This your boy James Fortune, and you are listening to The Lunch Break. Keep it locked.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It is our Throwback Thursday, talking about the Eyes of Texas song down at UT. The band members say some of the band members say they don't want to play it anymore. And the president of the university says it will continue to be played. Previously, several of the players said that they were not going to sing it or stand out there for it. And, there have been times when Sam Ellinger has been the only one, the quarterback has been the only one out there playing it or singing it. And it's been because of the meaning that it has for him, his father, his family. And that's understandable. And I again, hear me when I say, I applaud the young man. I respect the young man. I got no problems with that. All right, let me go to a text message that I got, which is fair. Let's see, this is 832-202. Excuse me, 832-202 says, AJ, I don't get why the players should have the final decision. If they don't want to stand out there, why can't they just go to a different school? Why does the school have to change for them? I get what you're saying, and in theory and principle, you got a point. And again, I mean no disrespect. I really want to talk about this openly. But think about that. In 2020, a person should have to go somewhere else because something that is not even really necessary. I mean, at the end of the day, the football game is still going to be played. Folks are buying the tickets to watch the football game, not hear the Eyes of Texas. It's like the Cubs and the 7th inning stretch, take me out to the ball game. It's part of the experience. It's not the experience. But this one at UT has racist undertones to it. It might not have racist lyrics, but it was performed in blackface, which is racist. And whether you have a problem with it or not, it still is what it is. You might not agree 2 + 2 is 4, but it's still 4. So the fact that that song, that auxiliary, that extra thing, that accessory has to be maintained for someone to be able to feel comfortable being at the school or as a member of the band or as a member of the football team. Wow. I mean, wow. So how long before we start implementing other things that make people have to go somewhere else? If something is wrong, why not fix what's wrong as opposed to embracing it and holding on to it? And it's, I know somebody say, well, it's wrong to them. It's not wrong to me. Some of my thoughts are not right. They make sense to me, but that doesn't mean they're right. I want to believe everything I think and hold dear is right, but not all of it is. And just because I'm comfortable with something doesn't mean that everyone around me in a corporate setting, like a university, one of the largest ones in the country, if not the largest one in the country, a football team, a band, they've got to go along with, watch this, not something that's necessary. It's not the rules. It's not the code of conduct. It's an extra thing. It's a song. They've got to go along with the song. So if they drank blood back in the day and the blood gave them supernatural strength, does everybody got to drink blood nowadays because that's what we've always done? It's not a necessary thing. It's not a part of them graduating. It's not a part of them being a good band member. It's not a part of them being a football player. No professional scout is going to say, hey, did you sing The Eyes of Texas? You didn't? Oh, well, I'm sorry. We're not interested in you over in New England. Sorry. Got to sing the song too. Rituals that are rituals aren't rules. Things that you just have habitually done. I mean, watch this. They used to do the bonfire at A&M, and look what happened with that. Well, AJ, that's different. People got killed. People got killed because of racism. Far more people than got killed with the bonfire. So any hints of something racially motivated and racially rooted. There was a football coach that got fired. David Grubb talked about this yesterday. The football coach that got fired at one of the only all-black, historically black Catholic schools, private schools in New Orleans, because the kids were singing a chant that was racially insensitive. And it was racially insensitive against white people and against other cultures. And that coach got fired. Why couldn't it have just been the history? If the other kids didn't like it, well, don't come to St. Augustine or St. Aug. I almost feel like people try to hang on to these statues and these songs and these traditions because there's a fear that they would lose control without them. Like, I don't believe anybody is going to lose any sleep because the Eyes of Texas is not played at UT. It's just my opinion. Again, it's just my opinion. I don't believe anybody's going to ultimately lose sleep, lose money, lose health. Their children are going to no longer love them. Their wife is going to leave them or vice versa because the Eyes of Texas are not played. But the thought of, man, we had to give that up too. And they're taking the statues down. And we got to look at these Black Lives Matter movements. And we got to look at them protesting in the streets. And of course, got to credit the black people with burning down buildings and looting and setting fires to everything and all that, which is not true. But, and they're doing all this kind of stuff. It's almost like it's one more thing that people have to give up, and folks will draw the line in the sand. I'm not giving up the Eyes of Texas. Not giving that up. It's been at that school for 100 years. So was the guy that shot people from the tower. How come we're not honoring that? Why is there not an honor for that? Nat Turner killed white people who had slaves. Why are we not honoring that? Denmark Vesey was a free man who bought his freedom and then tried to use his money to buy the freedom of other slaves. You know what they did? They killed him. Why are we not honoring him? Why is there not a song for Denmark Vesey? Why is there not a school named after Nat Turner? Why is there not more honor given to the people that were shot and killed from that tower? Hello, you live on a lunch break. Who's this?
Hey, AJ, it's Keith Hennig.
Hey, Keith Hennig. I know you got a big affection for UT as well, and you're also the caller of the year for 2020. How you doing, brother?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Well, good. And here's my story. I grew up the son of two Longhorns. When I was in diapers, and I'm old enough to be Todd's father, I learned that song when I was a child and sang it my entire life, just like you sing Jingle Bells at Christmas. I never ever really thought deeply about the lyrics. And the minute that I learned about the Eyes of Texas being offensive to some, I stopped singing it. And I think that it's time to progress. The Red McCombs, the UT administration, the president, the football team, and everyone involved has to be progressive enough to change. And if you don't want to do that, shame on you. Shame on you. If you offend one person with the lyrics of that song, stop. Just stop it. It's a song. Sing it at home in your closet. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, Keith, that's the part that I agree with. It's almost like, because we've done it it's not a part of the game. It's not a part of the graduation process. It's not a part of the band member, bylaws and rules. But it's got so much meaning to so many people that it's got to be done. I don't understand that.
Well, it had a lot of meaning to me, and I didn't even know why. It was a song. You sang the song at the game. I've been to hundreds of games at Darrell K. Royal Memorial Stadium over the last 45 years, and we sang a song, and everybody cheered, and yay Longhorns, let's go.
Yeah.
But as it turns out, there's meaning to that song that I never even imagined.
Yep.
And it's disturbing to me that that song was rooted in history that wasn't so great.
Yeah.
So when Tom Herman gets his pink slip and his walking papers, he can put that song in his pocket and take it on down the road.
I listen, man. That whole Tom Herman situation, bro. That's another sermon, as we say in my other profession. But Keith, I always appreciate your tempered and well thought out comments, man. You really do bring a lot of balance to this show.
Well, I appreciate that. I hope that I can, from an old white man's perspective. I am not your target audience. I know that. However, I hope that I can bring something to your show because your show brings something to me every single day.
Well, Keith, man, I tell you,
I appreciate that.
You do. You really do. Don't ever doubt it. You definitely do, man. Thank you, brother, as always.
Thank you, sir.
All right, y'all. Keith Hennig, Caller of the Year 2020. Bar none. I take back what I said. I'm not taking any bit of that away from Keith Hennig to give it to Todd. Todd, you're leading the pack as the next year's Caller of the Year. You're leading the pack. You're like the Heisman hopeful. So anyway, I got to get Sybil Wilkes on here to give us her update on coronavirus. And then when we come back, I got to talk to you about the school shirt that I'm wearing. You know what it is. It's HBCU Throwback Thursday. I know it says WU alum. I'll explain it. We'll do it after Sybil Wilkes right here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today about the coronavirus. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is discouraging a deal on a large coronavirus stimulus bill ahead of the election. If Speaker Pelosi can successfully negotiate and draft a $2 trillion stimulus package before Election Day, McConnell and other reluctant Republicans will be forced to show their loyalty to Trump, who has pushed the GOP to sign off on a pricey stimulus bill that will not only help citizens but also may help him win re-election. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has updated its definition of a close contact with a COVID-19 patient to include multiple brief exposures. The new definition includes exposures adding up to a total of 15 minutes spent 6 feet or closer to an infected person. An analysis of COVID-19 trends across all 50 U.S. states found there are increases in hospitalizations over the past 2 weeks in 42 states. Please visit SybilWilkes.com to subscribe to my free daily newsletter. Be informed, be empowered. Now, back to the lunch break.
All right, y'all, we're back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It is our Throwback Thursday, and I got to get ready to hit the top of the hour. Quick sports update. Tampa Rays bounce back. Game 1 loss with a win in Game 2, 6-4 over the Dodgers. Game 3 will be tomorrow night just after 7 o'clock Central, live on Fox. Tonight on Fox, you got Thursday Night Football, the Giants versus the Eagles. It'll kick off at 7:20 Central. Texans will host Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay Sunday at noon. The Cowboys got to go to Washington to take on the Washington football team at noon. And New Orleans is going to host Carolina Sunday at noon.
1140 AM, KYOK Conroe, and 92.3 FM, K222CX Houston.
The views and opinions expressed on all radio shows broadcast on KYOK are entirely those of the host, guests, and callers, who are entirely responsible for all show content and do not in any way reflect the opinions of KYOK Radio, its sponsors, staff, or management.
Walk out on that field today. Ask yourself this question. What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Game time! What time is it? Let's go! We made it! We made it! We made it! We made it! I'm going to the house! I'm going to the house! When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. This is what it feels like. Football is getting hit. That's it. It's gonna be football now. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? It's hot now. It's hot now. Let's go. It's hot. We made it. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. We're talking about the Jets like we're talking about the Saints. You know, all this hollering, we the Miami Heat of football. Yeah. The bottom line is you got to buckle up your chin straps. It's embarrassing. Yeah. Don't disrespect the game like that. So much pride from him. He's a man. They can be hit just like us. He's a man. You already make the big money. He's a man. I'm proud when you step on the field, man. That's what I did. When I step on the field, I send one message. This is what it feels like. Oh, my bad. You had no work in my world. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. What time is it?
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go. We made it. I'm going to the house. I'm going to the house. It's a wrap. Game over.
No. That's first hour on the book, second hour underway, right here on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. And I got my guy, my brother like no other, all the way from Columbus, Ohio, home of the Ohio State University, where he is a graduate, by the way. Covers the Big Ten, covers the Cleveland Browns, who have been getting their tails whooped lately. It is none other than Willy. Don't call me Willy Gibson.
My God, what's happening?
Do you ever get announced like that on any other show, bro?
Never. Never. Hey, listen, you threw me off.
Who gives you the best introduction on their shows, man?
Oh, it's here without question. You
Don't
threw me off
play,
though.
'cause I can take it on up a little higher, bro.
Oh, well, let's play then. Let's take it up a little higher then. Let's
Okay,
go.
all right. I'm gonna have.
Hey,
Don't play with me. I'll have a Willy Gibson jingle before long.
in the words of Sugar, let's go. Let's go.
Brother, well, you're definitely the best dressed on the show. I've had plenty of guests who come through, man, and you are by far the best dressed dude, bro.
Oh, I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
I know you have a level and a standard. I love it, brother. I love it.
I have to. Somebody told me once, dress for the job you want, not the job you have. So
Well, you see me.
come on, man. Hey, listen.
I ain't going nowhere.
Can I take the people behind the curtain a little bit? Just a little bit.
Go ahead.
Your beverage of choice. No label. That's the Aaron Pryor special. You from Cincinnati? You from Cincinnati? It's the Aaron Pryor. Aaron Pryor.
Aaron said, "Give me the juice. Give me the juice." No, man. I was running late. I had my vitamins in a packet, little pack.
Mm-hmm.
So I stopped and got some water, and I dropped my vitamins in that. So, man, I'm trying to live right, bro. I'm trying to get it past 55, man.
Without question. Oh, that's halfway home. That's midlife. That's midlife.
It ain't easy, man. I'm trying to tell you, pains in my body in places I never had pains before, man.
Understood. Not for long.
Hey, man, listen, I got a couple of quick things. I'm wearing Wilberforce University today.
Yep.
And it says alumni on it. I got a friend that works at Wilberforce, and I want to appreciate him. No relation. His last name is Jones. Of course, my last name is Jones. Mm-hmm. He sent me the alumni shirt because my dad went to Wilberforce.
Okay.
My dad played baseball at Wilberforce and was a catcher. And for a long time, I was a catcher because my dad was a catcher.
That's good.
Man, at a young age, I was like, I can't do this for long.
Right.
And I didn't have an arm that, some of these catchers have where they can throw you out. They be looking one way and they'll throw you out when you're leading off first base. But I wanted to honor my dad, with this Wilberforce shirt. And I want to give folks a quick update about Wilberforce University, if I can. Wilberforce University, of course, is in Wilberforce, Ohio. It was established in 1956. And their motto is by one's own toil, effort, courage. I like that. About 500 students. President is Dr. Alfred Anthony Pinkard. Their colors, of course, are green and gold. They're known as the Bulldogs, and they are in the NAIA. So, if you're up that way and you're looking for a good private HBCU, Wilberforce might be the way to go. My daddy went there and he turned out all right. So there it is. And he sent me a message that I just listened to the other day. Please forgive me about voicemail messages.
Okay.
I'm waiting on voicemail messages to be obsolete.
Fair enough.
I am. And it's just a me thing. It's not a you. It's a me thing. Because there's so many other ways to reach people. I'm like, again, not you. I'm like, why am I going to leave a voicemail? I'll text you. I'll call you. I'll email you. I'll instant message you, whatever. But I want all of that, everything that you suggest. And I've had a problem finding a shirt. So what I was going to do was go to the online to the university's bookstore and order one there. Once I get it, I'll let you know, and then we can get that set up because I want all of that, every bit of it.
For sure.
Every bit of it. So, but yeah, it's all about Wilberforce today.
The Force.
Wilberforce today, and I'm rocking with the Bulldogs today. So. There you go. Willy Gibson.
Indeed.
I heard another show today talk about the Big Ten like they were trash because of Rutgers, Maryland, Indiana, which is good, by the way. Well, Indiana's been kind of tough last couple of years. And they act like the the SEC don't have bottom feeders that are just historically bad. Act like the Big 12 don't have bottom feeders that are historically bad. Name me 3 teams in the ACC that are legitimate national champion prospects.
You can.
It just blows my mind how, and I'm going to say this, I'm going to upset some people, don't you say anything, how some of the people down here in the South just think they the best thing since sliced bread. Let me tell you something. ain't a whole lot of people scared of the SEC like y'all think they are.
Everybody got to eat. That's the way I look at it. And they everybody has an opinion, and that's fine. But however, there's no way in the world, like you said, the SEC, Mississippi State. I mean, Mike Leach is there for a reason. Joe Moorhead couldn't get it done.
Dude looked good for one game, like one whole game. So, all right. I'm just saying, man. It just blows my mind. I feel like we have to have a greater responsibility behind these mics than we actually do. The SEC is no greater than any other conference. They started early, so obviously their teams are going to be at the top of the rankings, what have you. But man, I'm looking forward to Ohio State beating the snot out of Nebraska. I'm looking for a very good matchup with Michigan and Minnesota. Again, a team like Indiana, who rarely gets a chance to play against some of the teams on their level in other conferences, I'm not scared of them, man. That coach has really turned some things around. And I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of the head coach of Illinois. So. Yeah, man. What are you thinking with the Big Ten getting started this weekend?
I think you're right. Tom Allen at Indiana has done very, very, very well. I think to beat Tennessee, speaking of the SEC, in a bowl game last year. So they're coming. Illinois, we talked about Lovie Smith in previous appearances. What he's doing there, his 5th year, he finally has a full complement of his recruits. He starts off with Wisconsin Friday night, tomorrow night. They beat Wisconsin last year. So that's, everyone's billing that as Wisconsin's revenge. But I think Lovey has something. He has something there in Illinois. And so, that remains to be seen, how they move forward. Purdue. And I bring up Purdue lightly. They have they're a young team. Rondale Moore came back. He's a junior, do everything, receiver, punt returner, kickoff returner. But their coach, Sunday, I believe, tested positive for COVID.
Oh, wow.
And we have rules in the Big Ten.
Yeah, unlike the SEC.
You said that. I didn't say that.
No, I'm going to say it.
Indeed.
Unlike the Nick Saban rules,
where
the kids have to sit out 10 games, other coaches got to sit out 10 games. Nick Saban just goes find 2 negative tests, and all of a sudden he can be on the sideline with his mask halfway down, spitting in people's face. So go ahead. I'll say it. I'll say it.
But Jeff Brom's out 21 days. That's a Big Ten rule. You test positive for COVID during this season, you're in quarantine for 21 days. So we want to see 21 days. Despite the fact how many positive or negative tests that you may have subsequently after the positive, you're out 21 days, period.
Well, stay right there, man. Let me get these political ads on, and then we'll come right back. I want to dig into that a little bit. Willy Gibson joining us from Columbus, Ohio. We'll be right back right after this.
This is Oral G. Robinson. When people say
how long we got?
Doesn't matter.
How long do we have?
Your vote counts against you. The other side gets the vote. If you want to fix our broken criminal justice system and reform your local police department to make it more accountable, you need to vote. If you want to increase economic prosperity in the black community, you need to vote. If you want to protect the right to vote, you need to vote. If you want more funding for our schools, you need to vote. Voting does matter. If Black Lives Matter to you, you need to vote. Early voting begins on October 13th and ends on October 30th. Election day is November 3rd. You need to vote. We all need to vote. If you don't vote, it will matter.
Paid for by the Communications Workers of America, District 6. Claude Cummings Jr., Vice President.
Congresswoman Lizzie Fletcher is standing with us for affordable health care, for public education, for making sure every vote is counted. It's why Mayor Turner and President Obama support Lizzie Fletcher for Congress. Wesley Hunt stands with Donald Trump. Wesley Hunt wants to repeal Obamacare and deny insurance to people with pre-existing conditions. Vote Lizzie for Congress.
I'm Lizzie Fletcher, candidate for Congress, and I approve the message.
Paid for by Elizabeth Hamilton.
Hi, I'm Larry Scott, host of the Not So Christian and Me Show. Join me Saturdays for great fun, interviews, music, and the latest news surrounding our world today. We are the show that cares to hear your voice and opinion with real conversation in a no judgment zone. So join me Saturdays from 1 to 2 p.m. on the Not So Christian and Me Show right here on the legendary KYOK Radio, 1140 AM, and the all-new 92.3 FM and KYOKradio.org.
Now, back to the lunch break.
All right, y'all, back here on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones, and I had Mr. Larry Scott in the studio today. He came to check out the setup and some other stuff, and it was good to actually see him and let him know I'm going to be calling into a show sounding like an old church lady so I can get some stuff off my chest. But he said I can play spades. He said I can play dominoes. He said I can play tonk. I just can't play tonk for money.
There it is. That's what's up.
I can't get my hair cut because that's my tonk money.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
Fair enough. Fair
That's
enough.
how we used to do it. That's how we used to do it in the dorm rooms at Tulane, man. We play tonk for little cash.
A little bit.
And we talk a lot of noise, man. Talk a lot of noise.
Oh, you have to, without question.
I know y'all didn't do that up at The Ohio State University.
Come on, man. Come on, man. If you don't know, you don't know.
Well, listen, if you don't know, you don't know.
You don't know.
I hear you, man. Listen, we're talking about Ohio State. We're talking about the Big Ten getting started this weekend, talking about some of the other schools up there. And then we got into the rules. I was going to say, I would expect the Big Ten to be overly cautious with their players and what have you, given the information that they had early on, the decision that they made to start a little later, and what have you. Somebody made the statement that the SEC, Big 12, and ACC are in a better position because they started early. They've got space to postpone games and reschedule them. A team like, from the Big 10, I'll get them right. Big 10 and Pac-12 would not be able to do that because they started late. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, is your goal really to have latitude to cancel and postpone games, or is your goal to get through the season? Because if you're postponing games, Florida's still closed. They won't reopen until Monday. So is that really the plan? That, just in case this happens, we have time on the back end to reschedule. No, the plan is to go through the season unscathed. And I think the Big Ten, headed by Commissioner Kevin Warren, took time to listen to the medical professionals. Dr. Jim Borchers from Ohio State was head of the task force, and they got it right. As for now, the season kicks off on Friday night. Hopefully with the time and what and the protocol and procedures they put in place, the season is able to go off, and we get to December 19th with no interruptions.
I guess that's where I just shudder to think that everybody thinks everything revolves around the college football playoffs. If this year hasn't shown you that there's got to be bigger things than what you're used to, I don't know what will. Seriously, I pray that we don't end up getting, people spontaneously combusting walking down the street because there's some type of radiation in the air, or people's flesh burns off their bones, because save that. I think people really are like, yeah, long as we can get to the college football playoffs, as long as we got, 8 games under our belts, then we'll be up there with Alabama. We'll be up there with Clemson. It's like those two are the staples, and everybody else is trying to be like them. And this year, we really ought to be just trying to be glad we got football and get through it as safely as possible with as few people getting infected as possible.
Right, and I think that's what the Big Ten's mindset was when they initially postponed. That's the misnomer. It's been announced they canceled in August. They never canceled. They postponed until the spring. They got additional information. They got testing was the major key. They didn't have daily testing. They had no way of knowing if players would be infected going out throughout the facility, infecting others. Once they got the daily testing, here we are.
Yeah. Willy Gibson, broadcast journalist from Columbus, Ohio, joining us. Also, a big shout out to Christina Jackson. She's a new listener that we've got from Columbus, Ohio, and she's a big Ohio State fan. Janae Tidwell, big Ohio State fan. You're helping my Ohio State base. Thank you, by the way. I appreciate it.
As well they should be.
Brother, I grew up an Ohio State fan. My daddy went to Wilberforce, made a mistake of saying something about Michigan. It's like, Daddy, I love you, but I don't like you. I love you, but I don't like you. So what's going on at Michigan? What do we know? What's the latest at Michigan? I'm hearing stuff like campus shutdowns and stay in place and, all that kind of stuff. What's really going on up there?
at the up north?
Yeah, University of Michigan.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard any of that. They're getting ready to play Minnesota on Saturday. Joe Milton is their quarterback. That's been the thing with Harbaugh. He hasn't been able to get a true quarterback, and now hopefully with Joe Milton, he's about 6'4", 245, runs about a 4.6 from I think Florida. I don't recall the city in Florida, but he's going to be a handful. So hopefully, if they get him right, it will be a problem until December 12th. But I digress. But if they get it right there with him, with the quarterback, this is a big year for Harbaugh. He's in the last year of his contract. No discussions right now of an extension. So he's we'll see.
I'll be the best you up.
Yes, you do, but it's cool.
You roll it, but
yeah.
That's a true Ohio State fan. Like, none of Michigan's other games even matter except for when they play the Ohio State University. It's like, I don't care what you do against Iowa. I don't care what you do against Michigan State.
No, I do. Actually, I do. I do care. I want you to come in here 7-0, 8-0. I do.
Really?
Oh, absolutely.
That's just nasty. Now, I'm going to start calling you Curtin Clayshaw.
No.
Yeah, bro.
Come through. Pull up.
Clayton Kershaw. I will start calling you Kurt. Man, are you serious?
Yeah, pull up.
You just want to be nasty with it. Come in here undefeated so we can just ruin your season.
Come through. Indeed. Indeed.
Gracious. Can't we all just get along?
Can we sure can.
Let me get a Michigan fan on here. Can I find a Michigan fan? If you are a Michigan fan, hit me up, 281-453-1000.
Please.
If you love David Grubb is a big Blue fan.
Come through. Yeah.
I don't think I can get him on real quick.
Please do.
I can't.
Sure you can.
He got the house too, by the way, for those who.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, for those who were listening yesterday, baby girl applied that pressure. I don't know how much money he had to pony up, but he hit me late last night, said they got the house. So good for him.
Yeah.
Willie.
Yes.
You don't want them to limp in. You want them to come running.
Come through. Indeed. Indeed.
When's the last time Michigan beat Ohio State?
I don't know. 16 out of 17. So literally, it's 16 out of the last 17. Literally. So I want to say.
I gotta look it up.
I want to see 7, 8, 9, about 10 years ago.
I'm looking it up.
Maybe 09.
And and listen. Okay, here we go. All right, here we go. You ready?
Yeah, it was probably 09.
All right, here we go.
Maybe 2010. One of those.
I'm looking it up.
You're scrolling a while. I see you.
Yeah, I okay, series history.
All those W's. Scrolling.
Here we go. All right, so you ready?
Yeah.
It's down there.
Yeah, you scrolling. You on the stroll. I get it. You on the stroll. I get it.
Yeah, bruh. They've been playing for a long time.
I tried to tell you.
All right, so here we go. 2019, Ohio State 56-27. 2018, Ohio State 62-39. Why y'all doing them boys like that, man? Why y'all doing them boys like that? 2017, Ohio State 31-20. 2016, it was competitive. Ohio State 30-27.
Overtime.
Right, overtime. 2015, Ohio State 42-13. Golly, 2014, Ohio State 42-28. 2013, very close game. Ohio State 42-41. I remember that game. I almost tore up some furniture in my house at that game. 2012, Ohio State 26-21. Got to go all the way back to 2011 when Michigan beat Ohio State 40-34.
Yep.
Wow.
That was the year Jim Tressel was he resigned and Luke Fickell took over as interim coach. And the year after that, Urban Meyer came in, and that's been it. So yeah, that's the one. So 16 out of 17. So
right. And the one before that was 2003.
Right.
Number 5, Michigan beat number 4, Ohio State 35-21.
Yep.
It ain't a lot of them.
No. Jim Tressel was 9-1 versus the team up north. Urban Meyer was 7-0. So now, here we are. Come through.
Any chance they can lose with this new, bigger, stronger, better quarterback than before?
Always a chance Team Up North can lose. Absolutely. Always a chance.
The Team Up North.
Yes.
All right, so give me the rundown on the. Well, don't do it right now. Let me do a quick break. But when we come back, give me your rundown on the Big Ten. Who should we? Obviously, it's going to be Ohio State and who, and then who should we keep an eye on? Unlike what folks down here in the SEC and Big 12 want to look at. We'll be right back with Willy Gibson on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. It's Throwback Thursday.
First Lady Michelle Obama.
If you think things cannot possibly get worse, trust me, they can and they will if we don't make a change in this election.
Gibson said they
It is
play
up
kitty
to
pat.
us.
Oh, yeah, we play Pat. Without question. We play Pat.
You can vote early from
She said she used to partay in Wilberforce back in the day.
Hey, real talk about Wilberforce. I went on a college visit to Central State my senior year, and we were walking, and they're right across the street from each other, Central State and Wilberforce campuses. And we somehow, Central State was open, Wilberforce was closed, and we somehow walked onto Wilberforce campus Friday night, probably about 1 a.m. And yeah, we got a nice little stop. But we won't talk about that on the air.
Your great-grandfather, Hugh Harvin, was a catcher in the Negro League.
He was.
So what do we do?
He was.
We vote for Democrat MJ Hagar. MJ is a combat veteran working knows healthcare costs are out of control. She'll fight for affordable healthcare, cheaper prescription drug prices, and protect people with pre-existing conditions. And she's endorsed by President Obama.
She said he's a Gibson.
Most importantly, she's got the courage to
Indeed. Get your boy on. Team Up North guy. You don't want to get him on? Because we got some trivia to deal with too, right?
You talking that noise? I'm gonna send him a message right now.
Yeah, hit him up. Come through. You got some trivia to deal with too.
KYOK 1140 AM.
About to get out here and swing these sticks. Bro, it's October 22nd and it's 77 degrees here.
I know you're not ready to go play no golf, bro.
I really am.
Why you gotta say that, man? Why you just say that all in my face like that?
6:30. I'm going to swing these sticks, bro. Because who knows when I'm gonna do it again in October when it's 77 degrees. That's rare. You know what? You know how it is.
recommended safety precaution to protect your family.
Just did the last media availability for Coach Day before the game Saturday. That just finished like about an hour before I came on.
I don't care nothing about Coach Day. I don't care nothing about none of that. You just in my face with my mouth open talked about going to play golf, and I can't get nowhere near it.
Come on, man. I was down there Thanksgiving running the track in shorts, so I don't want to hear that, bro. I got to take advantage of this. It's not like this every day.
Hold on, bro. Let me hit this jingle. I got to start liking you again in a minute.
Safely following all CDC guidelines. Visit renewalbyanderson.com for details.
Who does that?
Beautiful. This is May. This is why I love you. On the lunch break.
All right, y'all. We back on the lunch break on the legendary KYOK and the all-new 92.3 FM. I'm AJ Jones. It's Throwback Thursday, giving love to Wilberforce University in Wilberforce, Ohio. The Bulldogs. That's where my father went to school, and I'm glad that I can honor him today. Willy Gibson, who I guess we're glad to have on the show since he's going to play golf. I can't go play not today.
Sure you can.
No, I can't.
But you know what? You can't go today, but you can go in February. How about that?
That's true too.
We can't do that. I got to take advantage of it. It's October 22nd, and it's 77 degrees in Columbus. I got to take advantage of this. I got to get out there.
Yeah, all joking aside, man, I used to call my dad on my birthday, December 13th, and he was up in Cincinnati, and I have the sunroof open on purpose. And what's that noise? That's my sunroof. It's open? Yeah, Dad. What are you doing? Oh, it's my birthday. I got on a pair of shorts and T-shirt and sunroof open. I'm just driving.
Come on, man.
Oh, man. I can't say the words he used to say to me, man.
That's sad.
Who are you? What? Like, are you gonna kiss your children with that mouth? What is your problem? It'd be like 20 degrees in Ohio, snow on the ground. Yeah, man. It's hard out there. It's hard out there.
Yeah, we got to take advantage of it when we can.
Can you play golf, Willie? I mean, can you
Yes.
handicap?
No, I don't. No, I play it. I don't. Listen, I don't. I play.
Willie's scratch play. I don't play it.
Yeah,
I'm messing with you. There are a couple of really nice golf tournaments down here and golf fundraisers and what have you. That man, if you was down south, bro, we get a foursome and we go ahead and get out there and have some fun. If you could play,
I can play. I'll leave it at. I had some things, but I can play. I'll leave it there. Yeah.
Well, I am a water magnet. I could be 2 feet away from some water, and the next pin be 20 yards away. Just an easy. It's going in the water.
It's going in the drink.
It's going in the drink, and hopefully I was smart enough to get another box of balls.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I just go when I got my bag, I'm gonna I have to get my and dig, bro, because I ain't gonna be able to finish the round.
Understood. Yeah, we gotta do it. I gotta come down there. We'll do it.
Are you serious? Now, see, I'm young and I'm impressionable. You coming down?
Listen, let's go. Let's do it. I'll do it.
You know, Karen Gibson is listening.
Yeah, I do.
And you want to see her baby. That's what she calls you.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Y'all heard him. Willie Gibson say he coming down. David Grubb has not even responded to
I believe it.
message that I sent him.
I believe it.
Yeah, he is not even responding. Like he didn't even give it an emoji or nothing.
I believe it.
Yeah.
I believe it.
They scared of y'all this year.
Who? I didn't hear you.
I don't think UM is scared of y'all. Big Blue is scared of y'all this year.
I still didn't hear you, but that's okay. That's okay.
Give me the rundown on the Big Ten. Give me the teams that are gonna literally do something in the Big Ten, and give me the teams to watch. Just a couple of teams to watch.
Oh, well, you always got to watch out for Wisconsin. There may be a hiccup or two for them. In the West, Illinois, we talked about Lovie Smith. I think this is the year. This is year 5. Yeah, it's year 5 for him. He has his recruits.
Okay.
He has his recruits. There's a couple transfers as well. So you got to look out for the Minnesota. PJ Fleck. His thing is row the boat. Everybody. So actually, you may want to listen out and Todd. You may want to listen out for PJ Fleck. I'll leave that there.
Okay.
Just, keep that name in your back pocket.
Let me just say this, and I know the Todds and the Keith Hennings, they're decent fans. They've kind of figured out Tom Herman is not who they thought they were. PJ Fleck would be a great upgrade. I mean, a ton upgrade from what they had. And I'm talking about with Tom Herman, because I really think that if they had given Charlie Strong more time, they wouldn't be having the kind of problems that they're having right now.
Agreed. But Minnesota's going to be there. So that's out west. In the east, outside of Ohio State, a sleeper, Michigan State. First-year head coach, Mel Tucker. He's coming in there. Got to clean up a little bit.
Colorado. He did wonders at Colorado.
He did.
Don't know if he can get it done that fast at Michigan State.
Right. Yeah, I think they have some pieces. He has some pieces, but I think it's going to, maybe not this year, but watch out for him. Watch out for him. I mean, he's a Big Ten guy. Played at Wisconsin, coached at Ohio State, coached in the NFL. As you said, did some things in Colorado. So watch out for Michigan State in the near future.
Okay. All right. So Ohio State and not a lot of close seconds. Minnesota. I mean, normally there's 2 big schools in the Big Ten. Normally it's Ohio State and maybe Wisconsin. What about Penn State this year? Where are they?
They're there. They host Ohio State next weekend, Halloween night, actually. So they're there. They lost some pieces. Their running back had some issues. He may sit out this year. Linebacker Michael Parsons sat out or opted out prior to the return of Big Ten football. So he's already making his way to the NFL, working out. That's a huge loss for them. They have a quarterback. They have a quarterback from Cincinnati. Nice thrower. He came in last year against Ohio State and did some things. So, but James Franklin's always going to have his team together and have them in the mix. But we'll see.
That's a guy who I would love to see get the Cliff Kingsbury treatment and just get You know, if watch this, I'm starting rumors now. If Philadelphia fires their head coach, they need to bring in James Franklin. If the
That may be a
Eagles
move.
fire their head coach, they need to bring in James Franklin and let him do what he's done very well at Vanderbilt and at Penn State.
That may be the move. We wouldn't complain here in Big Ten country if that happens.
Yeah, because he's been a problem in that Big Ten, bro.
He has. He has.
So Wisconsin is normally, in that same breath with the Ohio State, but we saw Wisconsin. What happened with them? They were supposedly rolling last year until they ran up against some Buckeyes, and then all of a sudden all that rolling stopped.
That typically happens. But Wisconsin, you can't discount them. I mean, they're going to come fundamentally sound. They're going to have a huge offensive line that's going to run you off the ball all day, every day. They're always going to have a running back. Quarterback play is a little sketchy. They had a young quarterback last year, but he's coming back with a little more experience. So you can't discount him. Yeah.
And then, of course, Michigan. I mean, what are they going to be this year? What do you think they're going to be this year? Or is this just the Harbaugh celebration tour? What is it?
Well, rumor has it that he's looking to get back to the league, and it's not necessarily that he may want to, and that's fine, but he may not have a landing spot at the end of this college football season. So he may have to, out of necessity, go back to the NFL because again he's on the last year of his deal. No extension talks have taken place. He hasn't beaten his two biggest rivals. He's beat one time in 6 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It remains to be seen.
Let's talk about the Alabama Invitational, or I'm sorry, the college football playoffs. Obviously, Bama's going to be in. Obviously, Clemson's going to be in. Which one of the Big Ten schools gets in?
The one. The one.
For my listeners down here in Texas that don't know what the one is, that's
the
Ohio State.
The.
Yeah. I want so bad for that to happen. Really, all joking aside, I want so bad for that to happen. I want to see Ohio State full strength versus Clemson full strength because I don't think that people really appreciated Ohio State and what they were doing last year. And folks were like so on Clemson, but just because it's like people give Clemson and Alabama credit for what they did in the past. Not so much for what they're doing in the year that we're talking about. Like, man, did you see Clemson's defense last year? Ohio State can't handle that. Ohio State's not playing Clemson's defense from last year. They're playing this year.
Right.
I want to see full strength Ohio State, full strength Clemson, and I want everybody to keep their phone on.
I mean, that game last year, you look at it, and I hate to rehash it. We just talked about going back to last year, but there were three plays. There were three plays in that game. The early whistle when Ohio State recovered the fumble and took it to the house. The bogus targeting call on Sean Wade that never should have been called, that ejected him from the game. And then the last pass, the interception by Justin Fields. He as a quarterback stayed alive. He ran around. His receiver thought he was in trouble, broke the route, came back to help him, and Justin Fields bought enough time to throw the ball where he was supposed to be, the receiver, and it was intercepted. So, I mean, I know any game can turn on a handful of plays, but it wasn't as though Clemson just came in and beat the brakes off Ohio State. And J.K. Dobbins got hurt early in that game.
That's what I was talking about. I mean, full strength because look at what J.K. Dobbins is doing in the league right now. And, I mean, he ain't no Edwards-Helaire, but still, J.K. Dobbins was a sweet pickup for Baltimore. Very sweet pickup for Baltimore.
Oh, without question.
Yeah. I'm with you. Ohio State is there. I know it's early. Who's that fourth team? Who's that fourth team in your opinion?
You know what? It was Florida early on, but we don't know where that stands now, how they're going to do. I think this is going to sound super crazy when I say this. I'm going to put Georgia back up in there only because Alabama still has to play LSU. And I know LSU looks bad right now.
Now they look horrible.
I know they look bad. However, I could see a thing where Coach O rallies the troops, gets them together, and perhaps they can get with Alabama. I could be totally wrong, and perhaps I am, but I'm not so sure that Alabama's going to run through the SEC unscathed. They had a little scare Saturday, but I'm not convinced that they're going to run through unscathed. And that, off the top of my head, is the only game that I can almost definitively put them. I mean, Lane Kiffin had them on the ropes at Ole Miss a little bit.
With that one, it's like they had our plays. Nah, Nick, you can be predictable sometimes, bro. And oh yeah, by the way, Steve Sarkisian has never been confused with an offensive genius. So let's chill out before you start whining again. I don't like the fact that there are multiple schools from one conference in a college football playoff. If you don't win your conference, and supposedly this was going to fix that.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly this was going to be better than the BCS because it was going to, have all these other measurables that weren't going to allow one conference to dominate, the college football playoff. But yeah, here we are again. Alabama won the national championship in a year where they didn't even compete for their conference championship.
Sure.
And they're proud about it. That's why I love what Central Florida did, baby. Rock your flag, wear your rings, and tell everybody you are the national champions. I feel like it should be a Power 5 champs, and then whoever is the best at-large bid. Mm-hmm. That third entry should be a legitimate at-large bid from one of the group of fives, or if whoever wins the Pac-12, or whoever wins the Big 12, or the best school from one of those other divisions should have a chance to compete for the college football championship.
Well, I think in order to do that, you have to go to 8. You have to go to 8. Yeah.
I agree. Supposedly that's going to bring about the end of the world. Not COVID, not the killer hornets from wherever they were coming from,
Mm-hmm.
Not all this other stuff we got going on, but going to 8 teams in a college football playoff will bring about the end of the world.
Allegedly. Yeah, that's been supposedly reported that's what's going to happen. If you go to 8, it's an extra week. I don't see the negative outside of the money gets split up a little smaller.
There are more people that would have a chance to participate in sponsorship.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah,
I'm just looking at the powers that be now. Their take.
Yeah,
their take. They won't tell us.
Love what used to be Division 1 AA. I love the FCS playoffs. 16 teams.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun, bro. It's a lot of fun. And oh yeah, by the way, you know what? They don't play extra weeks. They don't play. They don't miss their exams. The kids don't die. I mean, it's amazing.
That's always been my argument. How can they do it on a lower level?
On every
AA, D2, D3.
Yeah.
But we know why. Why.
Yeah. I got to take a break, man. We'll come right back with more of Willy Gibson, broadcast journalist from The Ohio State University. Covers the Big Ten, covers the Cleveland Browns. We got to talk about Cleveland. Big trade up in the NFL earlier, and we'll talk about all that when we come back. All right? We'll do it next, right here on the lunch break on the Legendary KYOK.
You still got 3?
Yeah. It's Barack Obama, and I want to talk with you about the choice you have for your next U.S. Senator. I hope you'll vote for MJ Hager. MJ served 3 tours in Afghanistan as a combat search and rescue pilot, receiving a Purple Heart and Distinguished Flying Cross with Valor. She's also a working mom who knows the struggles families face to afford health care, which is why she'll fight to protect the Affordable Care Act. Progress we all worked so hard to achieve, and Republicans keep trying to repeal. And MJ is firmly committed to making the reforms we need to address systemic racism and create a more fair and equitable America. And that's why, whether you vote early or on November 3rd, I hope you'll join me in supporting Democrat MJ Hager. We need her in the United States Senate, but she needs your vote.
to get there.
I'm MJ Hagar, and I approve this message.
Use of military records by endorsement from Department of Defense. Paid for by MJ for Texas.
I'm Gary Bledsoe, Texas.
Hey, please don't send your bros after me, man. I didn't close my thumb and my finger. I didn't close my thumb and my finger when I said 3. Please don't send your bros after me. I just, I don't want that smoke, bro.
Court system is
I'm
largely
just saying, bro. Yeah, see, I ain't do that.
We'll let you break it.
And I faced it forward. I didn't tuck it in. I faced it forward. I'm just saying.
I noticed all of that. I didn't have to send the alarm.
No, man, I'm not little Boosie.
It's hilarious. And then you see this latest video where he's trying to learn how to shimmy.
I heard. I haven't seen it, but I heard.
Let's do what's right. Let's vote and get your family and friends.
Bro, that's crazy, yo.
Not be surprised to see drastic changes in your world. Vote early or on
And my fault. I know me and you play about D, but you're right. I'm in Texas. I got to say it clear. I got to make sure my points are clear.
92.3 FM. The legendary
I got to tell you what David Grubb said about you.
Tell me.
You're a diabetic.
I'm doing it on the air. Save it for the show, big man. Save it for the show.
Save it for the, I know the rule, but tell him they'll come for me unless I send for him. I'm just saying. Be careful. Be careful, young fella. Be careful, young fella.
What you doing on Monday, man? I got to have y'all both on Monday, man. Monday.
You can have us both on right now. He don't want it. He don't want it.
Not right now, man. Monday.
He don't want it. He don't want it.
Come get some on Monday or Wednesday. Which one?
Times a day, you may qualify to continuous glucose monitor at little or no cost.
Either way, I say, all right, you tell me. I'm down for whatever.
You choose something. It's the battle.
I'm down for whatever. Versus. We're going to do it in love and respect, but don't come for me unless I send for you. I'm just saying. I'm like Busta Rhymes. Don't come at me, bro. No, it's all love. It's all love.
Hold on, man. I'm going to let him know, man. It's a versus on Monday or Wednesday. Which one?
Yeah. Tell him Butch Lewis versus Don King. I don't care. Let's get it. Let's get it. So they'll come Butch Lewis style with the cummerbund and no skirt.
Wait a minute, y'all. We live on the lunch break, and this thing is hilarious, man. I'm about to get Willy Gibson and David Grubb on here at the same time. Not today.
Let's go.
Y'all love them versuses, man. Y'all love those versuses. And hold on, let me read what David Grubb said. All right, I got to go back. All right, let's see. Hold on. There we go. So I sent him a message. I won't tell him myself. I said, Willy Gibson is on my show talking noise about UM. He said, I'm used to it at this point. Harbaugh has been so disappointing. I said, don't go out like that, bro. Don't let him talk to you like that.
You gassed it up.
He said, elephants do not concern themselves with the problems of ants.
We don't.
Yeah, you're right. We don't.
We don't. 16 out of 17. We don't.
My gosh. Okay, so, all right, so here we go. We are going to do a versus with you two on Monday,
Wednesday.
On Monday. I'm like Don King. I'm like Scarface. Willie D. If it's going down, let's get it over with.
Let's get it over with. Hey, this year Halloween fell on the weekend, right?
I hit send.
Yeah.
We'll see what he responds back. Y'all, we might be making lunch break history right here on the show. Come on. You know Karen don't want you getting in there. Karen Gibson say, David Grubb don't want none of that Gibson boy. She said, Willie, come with KG in the wings.
Hey.
Oh, you come with KG in the wings.
This year Halloween do fall on the weekend. I'm just saying.
Man, you ain't trying to.
You talking about Willie D.
You ain't talking about me and Ghetto Boys was trick-or-treating.
Oh, bro. You was robbing little kids for bags. I wasn't.
Listen, man, stop.
I'm just, hey, you started it, bro.
I'm driving down the street and I hear that. And I'm just like, I got to hang up. I'll call you right back.
Yeah.
I got to get at my undivided attention.
Mm-hmm.
Willie.
Cleveland Browns. Let's go.
Willie.
Yep. I'm waiting for this.
All right.
Huh?
Is Cleveland all right? Is Baker all right? Has Baker lost the locker room? Have they lost faith in Baker?
Not at all. Not at all. I heard that a couple of days ago here, and I heard it a couple other places. They haven't. They haven't. Here's the thing. Cleveland's 4-2, and everyone's talking about Baker. How Baker's not doing this, Baker's not doing that, Baker's this, Baker's that. No one's talked about in the 2 losses. The defense is giving up 38 points each game. Baker don't play defense. Baker doesn't rush the passer. Baker doesn't play defensive back. Baker doesn't play linebacker. The defense has issues. They're 28th in passing defense. That's a problem. That's the problem. Baker's completing 61% of his passes. For all the criticism that this dude takes, he's completing 61% of his passes. Can he get better? Absolutely. Absolutely, without question. But I think people are coming for him unnecessarily for other reasons, but it's not just him. And they're 4-2. They're 4-2. They were 6-10 last year. They were 4-2 after 6 games. He's by far not the problem. No, not at all.
So there's not a quarterback controversy in Cleveland?
No. The one thing about it, Baker, here's the thing. We talked about it last week. Baker was hurt. He took a shot in the third quarter against Indianapolis. He didn't practice until Friday last week. So, and we all know NFL practice on Friday is essentially a glorified walkthrough. So he didn't practice until Friday. He played. He had a bad game. He took a shot. He played a bad game without question. But they're 4-2. That same game, Jarvis Landry broke a rib. He's been playing with broken ribs for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah,
the defense has lost 3 starters. So again, I understand the quarterback, and you wear the crown, and everybody comes for the quarterback, and you're the leader, and that's fine. I mean, if trust me, and I tell you, if people in Cleveland that I cover this team with were to see this, they'd be like, "Yo, who is this?" Because I'm not a Baker apologist at all. He and I have had our run-ins, and it is what it is. However, right is right. If I see, if he's playing poorly, yeah, I'm gonna call it like that. But at the same time, it can't be, and it's not all him. There are other issues on this team. Kevin Stefanski's been here 8-9 months. He's working on them. He's correcting them. He's fixing them. But it's not an overnight thing. It's going to take time. That's just what it is.
I'm looking at the quarterback rankings right now, and I know these don't matter for Hillary. Right now, ranked number 26 in the league, Baker Mayfield. Above him, Phillip Rivers, Nick Foles, Joe Burrow, Teddy Bridgewater, Kirk Cousins. Below Baker is Drew Lock, Gardner Minshew, Andy Dalton, Kyle Allen, David Jones, and Sam Darnold.
But don't we all play this game for wins and losses? He's 4-2. What are the records of those other guys that are below him? Actually, what are the records? He beat Phillip Rivers head-to-head, and you said Phillip Rivers is ahead of him. So again, those rankings are they're conversation points, to say it nicely. I'll say that. They're conversation points.
I appreciate that.
Yeah. They're conversation points.
Yeah. What do you think about the trade with Minnesota and the Ravens? What do you think about that?
That's dangerous. That's dangerous for the AFC North, because Yannick Ngakoue to Baltimore from Minnesota is huge. Yep. It's huge. It's another piece. Yep. It's another piece. It's like when I saw it, first thing I thought of is they're playing. Everyone else is out here playing checkers while they're playing chess, because that's how else do you explain that? I mean, to use a cliche, the rich get richer. Right. I mean, that's he's going to be a problem. Yep. And not only that, some may call it a lesser move. They signed Dez Bryant to their practice squad.
Yeah, no. That's I appreciate that, not as much as the Ngakoue move, but I appreciate it because they're at least checking it out. Mm-hmm. And that's one of the things that I used to get angry with about this team under Bill O'Brien down here. They wouldn't even check guys out. Mm-hmm. If Dez Bryant has anything left in the tank, and Dez Bryant can be a fraction of the dominant physical wide receiver that he was in Dallas, and can get some stuff done and give Lamar Jackson another target, man, please, you got to at least check that out.
Oh, without question. And Dez is only 31 years old. So it's not like he's washed. He has some injuries. He sat out a couple years, but he got to be able to give you something. And if not, what have you lost?
What have you lost? Absolutely nothing. And I'm probably in the minority. I wish they would have went ahead and pulled the trigger on Antonio Brown. I really do.
They still may. He has 2 more weeks. He has 2 more weeks on his suspension. But Seattle, if he goes to Seattle.
Just going to say Seattle, bro. If Russell Wilson gets him with what he's already got.
Problems.
And he's got something to prove.
That's the thing. What Antonio Brown are you going to get? That's the thing. We hope and we believe that he learned something during his time away. We don't know. I hope he has. I really do. But we shall see. But if he has and he comes back with a point to prove,
lithium, whatever you take these, just eat that. You get a little cranky when you're hungry. Let's go.
Man, he's a problem.
Yeah.
With DK Metcalf on the other side.
Oh my gosh.
He's a problem.
All right. Well, Willie, I hate to do it. We got to get ready to go.
No,
but Monday, man, I'll be at you over the weekend. Let me check my messages. I got a message. You know what he said?
No.
Ha. That's all he said was ha ha.
Great.
So you're going to be available on Monday?
Tell him this. Say, Willie said Google him.
Did you just say Google me?
Yes. Tell him Willie said Google him.
I'm sending the link this weekend so we can set it up. Oh my gosh, bruh. This has been, as always, amazing. I enjoy hanging out with you, man. Tell everybody where they can find. Don't tell my people to Google you, man. Tell everybody.
No. It's all love. It's all love.
Follow you, big baller.
It's all love. Facebook, Willie, WILLY GIBSON. Instagram and Twitter, Will Gibson 7.
Absolutely good stuff, man. Be safe up there this weekend. Enjoy your round of golf today. Tell the entire family that we said hello. And all joking aside, man, I'd love for you to drop through on Monday and let's really chop it up. It's Media Monday, so we get the first crack at what happened over the weekend. We'll have plenty to talk about. So thank you, man.
I'd love to. Appreciate it, as always.
All right, y'all. Willy Gibson, good dude. Y'all be sure and follow him and keep up with him. And don't get caught up in this SEC hype like every other conference is just trash. They're not. They play good ball up there in the Big Ten. Willie's on top of it. And we'll see what Cleveland do. 4-2, man. It's been a long time since they had this good of a record. And again, he is right there on top of it. So y'all be sure to follow him on Facebook and Instagram. And you said you're on Twitter too, right?
I am. Will Gibson 7, both platforms.
All right, y'all. Got to get Sybil Wilkes on here. We get ready to wrap it up. Y'all be safe out there as always. Let's not be divided. Let's be united. Y'all know I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. But you can wear your mask. You can wash your hands for 20 seconds or longer. Be sensitive to everybody around you. And whatever give people their 6 feet. I'm gonna quit going to the stores. Like I'm gonna start ordering curbside everywhere because folks don't give you 6 feet inside these stores, and I'm getting a little not anxious, but something. But anyway, y'all do that, and then of course we'll come back on tomorrow with Freestyle Friday. Got some special guests that'll be joining us then. Let's get Sybil Wilkes on. Y'all be safe out there.
It's Sybil Wilkes with what you need to know today about the coronavirus.
Hey, appreciate you.
Mitch McConnell is discouraging a deal on a large coronavirus stimulus bill ahead of the election. If Speaker Pelosi can successfully negotiate and draft a $2 trillion stimulus package before Election Day, McConnell and other reluctant Republicans will be forced to show their loyalty to Trump, who has pushed the GOP to sign off on a pricey stimulus bill that will not only help citizens, but also may help him win re-election. The U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has updated its definition of a close contact with a COVID-19 patient to include multiple brief exposures. The new definition includes exposures adding up to a total of 15 minutes spent 6 feet or closer to an infected person. An analysis of COVID-19 trends across all 50 U.S. states found there are increases in hospitalizations over the past 2 weeks in 42 states. Please visit SybylWilkes.com to subscribe to my free daily newsletter. Be informed, be empowered.
All right, y'all, let me go ahead and turn that down so Sony Music Group doesn't get me. But again, y'all, thank you for today. Don't forget Wilberforce University, HBCU. If you're looking for a good place to send your child to, your niece, your nephew, consider Wilberforce. Y'all are phenomenal. I love y'all to life. Be safe out there. And seriously, y'all, mask up and keep your hands washed and clean for the recommended time. Sanitize everything around you as best you can, but be sensitive to people. And you know the deal. When you see that racism, kill it. Not the person, the racism. Love y'all. Y'all be safe. All right?